So we've just had a really big event here in the Great Hall together with Butler. We launched our study results on young people's experience of violent, aggressive, harmful behavior, criminal behavior online. We were delighted to have the health minister and the justice minister here alongside the mental health champion and also the Commissioner for Children and Young People. So the study results show that about half of the young people, they were all 2016-year-olds, experience harmful behavior online. And these are usually things like sharing indecent images, stalking online, or harassing messages of sexual nature or racist nature, things like that. So it's obviously a really important topic. It coincides with the Online Safety Act that's been implemented at the moment. It makes social media companies and internet companies responsible for making sure that children and young people don't experience these behaviors. And it was great to see the ministers here, Justice and Health, to talk about that and what they intend to do. So we're very hopeful that the event triggered more actions to protect children and young people online.
In our research, we were examining different types of illegal and or harmful behaviours that 16-year-olds had experienced on social media. And in our results, we found that over 1 in 4 had experience of someone posting or sharing material which they find offensive or indecent. We also found that over 1 in 5 had experience of someone sharing their content, so their information, photos, videos with others without their consent. And 1 in 5 had experience of someone stalking their activities. We also looked at a range of other behaviours, but that's just to give you a flavour of some of the behaviours that we were examining in this research. We asked young people about who was involved in perpetrating these behaviours, and while we found that a number of people did report that it was strangers who were involved in these activities, we also found that over 2/3 of young people reported that the perpetrator was known to them offline. So, for example, friends or classmates or friends of other young people in the community, ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, current boyfriend, girlfriend, the family member, or some other adult known to them in their communities.
Obviously, as a professor of social policy, this is what we're about. We want to make positive changes in young people's lives, or people's lives more generally. So to see decision makers here at the event taking our information, our research serious, our evidence-based that we've collected academically at Queen's University is really heartening. We really work closely with decision makers and policy makers to make a difference in people's lives. This is also a great example for the collaboration that we have in our school. The Professor Butler, Professor in Criminology, was the person we are really closely collaborated with on this report. So we're delighted with the outcome and we hope to continue to work on this.
These are the types of issues that we examine here at Queen's. So if you come to study criminology, sociology, social policy, or educational studies, we look at society and we think critically about the issues affecting society. So in the case of criminology, we look to see what are the harmful behaviours that are occurring in society, how might they affect other people, and how are the best ways of dealing with those, as well as thinking critically about what behaviours are considered to be illegal and which ones are not, and why that is. So we collaborate closely with colleagues in sociology and social policy, as well as education studies as well.
Students coming to us here at Queen's usually come to us because they're really passionate about a particular issue that they've either personally experienced or somebody else's experience that they want to make a difference. Social media obviously is something that all the young people experience. Everybody is online, and we know that there's a high proportion of young people who have experiences of adverse behaviors or harassment, things like that online. We are proud in having a program that connects people with community organizations, with government, with evidence collection. But we think we have a really good opportunity here to shape our education system in Northern Ireland and beyond by equipping people who come to us to study with the skills that they need to then make decisions. And thank you for taking time out to come along today.